ando de chivo, siempre ando controlando y buscando otra manera. Pero esta vida es bien culera y guerra siempre nos espera. Con estos gabachos, hijos de perra, y espera. Nos robaron esta tierra y muerte nos dieron de mil maneras. Quisiera que nuestra gente entendiera. El jale anda recio por toda la frontera y te entierran como un animal. Y muerte tenemos en forma brutal, ilegal. Así nos consideran, que todo gabacho se caiga y muera.
Voy a jugarme un albur con una baraja de oro, que si lo gano ya estuvo, y si lo pierdo ni modo, porque yo soy de los hombres que cuando pierdo no lloro. Las mujeres son barajas que hay que saber barajear para saber cuál es la tuya, es la que vas a apostar. No, ya después de perdido quieras volver a jugar. Y si juegas sin malicia, porque no les tienes miedo, esperando a sota de oros, te aparece un caballero. Dispense mi buen amigo, es que yo llegué primero. Y no se agüite pariente quitío, que mejorcita las hemos deseado. Hay que aguantar la vara, señor, y arriba la laguna seca. El que no lo quiera creer, que le entre a los pantera, pierde dinero y mujer, y hasta la portamoneda a veces llega a su casa con la camisa de fuera. Y ni modo de reclamos, porque yo llegué a caballo, estoy regando el rosal pa' cortar la flor de mayo. Perdóneme, rey de copas, pero yo soy de a caballo.
Negros, indios nativos somos los verdaderos israelitas. ¿Esto dónde lo dice? Esto dice en la Biblia.
Show that Puerto Ricans love America, but that ain't reality.
Police attack was planned beforehand. Only white cops will sign.
Then our only recourse is to defend ourselves.
We tried to move people onto the sidewalk, but the police were all out for blood.
Another series of protests was staged by thousands of students, parents, and the Brown Berets. In June 1968, the group that had become known as the East LA 13 was released on bail.
Demonstrate to our people and we deserve better and that we could, get better.
I don't think there's ever been a time when we need more of the spirit of the young lords than today.
I guess we had no fear. We just did what we thought at the time was the right thing to do.
National captain of the Black Panther Party. They are making it their business to process arresting me and my wife, to a process arresting numerous Panthers on the block.
Police just went in and started beating them viciously. It was ugly. They were just yelling at us, you dirty spicks, dirty Mexicans, who do you think you are?
Orale, we live, we on. Can you hear me, sir?
Oh, yeah, okay.
We on here.
Shalom, Shabbatom.
Hey, Shalom, yo, Shabbat. Hey, what's going down? That side right here, you tuning in. We live. This is the Inconvenient Truth. We back at it, and we about to go into, some things that are happening, currently. Looks like ice for a minute, man. Now other people are gonna see what the raza's been going through. You understand? I don't know. That's just my take on it. I don't know what y'all brothers' take on it is.
Salaki, you had kind of broke up. Can you say it again, Baba Kashar?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it looks like ICE is starting to target now. ICE is starting to target the next, other groups.
Yeah.
So I could, like at the beginning it was just the raza, the Latinos, but now like apparently they're targeting South Koreans.
Yep.
So I was wondering what y'all brothers' take on that was.
Oh yeah. If you want to go, Lahab, you can. I think Lahab is. I think he has to take him.
Go ahead. Y'all stop. You got it.
All right, Most High Christ. Yeah. So, me personally, it's like a ha moment with me. You know what I mean? Salaki, is my mic giving reverb again?
Nah. You good? You good,
right,
sir?
All right. Yeah. So it's like a ha situation with me. You know what I mean? Because I guaranteed you, those Koreans was laughing at the Latinos.
Right.
They've been laughing at us for years.
Right.
How come you can't pull yourself out of bootstraps? This is America, the land of the free, the land of opportunity. That's what heathen's been saying for years. The Africans been saying it, the Koreans been saying it. You know what I mean? They separated themselves from blacks and Latinos and thinking that they, better than us. And now they see that they either the same in the white T-man eyes. They you know what I mean? Like they don't care about you either. Listen, they only prefer their race, and they don't even prefer their own race.
Right.
They only know to unalive, to unalive and to take. You know what I mean? And the minute they don't need you, they're gonna just get rid of you. They don't care.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a ha-ha situation with me. It's a beautiful thing, you know. And hey man, go back. Hey, listen, go back to your country, man. You know what I mean? Like you telling, you know, they tell everybody else to go back to their country.
Right. Right.
Latinos will go back to your country. I'm sure the Koreans told Latinos that.
There's videos out there, sir. There's videos out there.
Sure. That's what I said. I'm sure of it. I bet my rank on it. You know that you know they said to the Latinos go back to their country. Now you got to go back. See, they think that Israel is the ones that listen. They think the people that's over there in Israel right now is the real Jews. So that's why you know America was at first they were so amped up about helping those people. They were so amped up about helping the Israelis over there. Because if you bless Israel, you will be blessed. But if you curse Israel, you will be cursed. That's what the scripture says. That's what the Most High says. You know what I mean? But, hey, if you curse us, blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, you will be cursed. If you bless us, you will be blessed. And no one blessed us. I pray you understand that you will be cursed.
Right. And well, what's the scripture? The scripture says, against the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue. Right. So, you know, all them years, people mocking so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you know, dismissing our pain, you know, making light of us.
Mm-hmm.
Now y'all about to see what y'all been giving out. You know, the Lord, one thing that we know about the Most High is that he's poetic, and that when he punishes you to teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
And to show you what you did wrong. You know, and a lot of nations, man, you know, for people saying that we're just, you know, a racist black supremacist groups that just targets European Americans. No, this goes to every nation outside of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Every people outside of the Israelites. Y'all understand?
Right.
Everyone that's not Israel, that's not, you know, God's chosen people, that y'all badmouth us and you know, mock our pain, tell us to be quiet when we speak up. Now y'all gonna understand what it's like. Now you're gonna understand the pain and the suffering that we have been suffering. And it's gonna get worse, man. You know, the sad part is, if I could, sir, like this comes to show you that the issue with undocumented immigrants, or illegal immigrants as they call it, right?
Yeah.
That it is not exclusive to so-called Latinos. It is not exclusive to Mexicans.
Right.
It is exclusive to, you know, the Haitians, the Jamaicans, the West Indians. You understand? There's every other group of people that have been coming over here, but yet the Israelites are the ones that get blamed. Like, you there, sir?
Yeah, you kind of broke in and out. Yeah. Okay. Said that we get the, now they see that we get the, you know what I mean, what we got. They got what we got.
We get right. We get the blame, and we're the face. We're the face of quote unquote illegal immigration when it comes to the issue, right? So now you're seeing that this is not exclusive to us with this incident that happened at that plant in Georgia. So like, Officer Lahab, you there?
Cause like I was doing something. It's like, if I'm good now.
No sweat. Whenever you want to join, sir, anything you want to say, feel free to, you know, go ahead and state. I don't want.
You were saying that, they got a group of Koreans right out here.
Right. Yeah. Right. In Georgia, I believe is where it happened. They raided a Hyundai plant.
Okay. You know how many South Koreans got taken?
I got the article.
South Koreans, right?
Yeah, South Koreans. I have the clip right here.
Okay, go ahead and play the clip.
When did this happen?
This happened, I think, either yesterday or the day before. A few days ago, it might have happened.
Is it because
it was? Go ahead, sir.
Is it because, you know, Donald Trump wasn't invited to the party?
wonder. I would not be surprised.
That's probably the only reason, man. That's probably the only. They probably would have been cool if their president was cool, but I don't know. But
right. Hey, so like, if I could side note, right? Just since we're on the topic,
right.
I was looking at the footage of that parade, right?
Mhm.
And it's crazy how in sync their military is when they're marching. Like I don't know if y'all saw that on TikTok. Officer Kazakaiman did, where he was comparing the different militaries from Russia, from China, even Mexico, right? And how they're doing their marches for their parades, and they're all in sync, all together. And then he goes to Trump's military parade, man, and it just looks horrible, man. All out of sync. All they look like they just didn't want to be there.
Hey, right. They don't want to be there. They not warriors. And
Right.
They clothes didn't fit them. The clothes was raggedy. They wasn't real patriotic.
Right.
It wasn't patriotic. You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't see enough of patriotic. You know what I mean? I didn't see enough of that. I don't know, man. I don't know if America got this.
You know what's crazy too? I thought it was gonna be there too, like the way the Chinese and the Russians do their military drills.
Right.
I thought it was gonna be like that for Trump, and then when I see it, I'm like, damn, this shit kind of look a little kind of weak.
Right.
A little kind of weak compared to the way everybody else did it.
It looked like morale was low, sir.
Right.
But I think if I could just real quick, what it showed me, right, is that the Russians, the Chinese, the North Koreans, one thing they all probably have that I saw demonstrated in those parades were that they're all united as a people. Here in America, right, like the people are not united. Everyone's, like so many issues, so many different sides. Everyone's against one another. And it's clear, even in the military, which is supposed to be one of the most unified organizations, they're not united. You know? Pecan, Salakia.
Yep. No, that's a fact. You know what I mean? They not in. It's so much beefing inside of there. Like, forget about what blacks and Latinos and Native Indians had to go through inside the Esau military, the white men military. Forget about how much drama that we had to go through. But now people are starting to see that this is not worth it, man. Donald Trump is on a rampage of destruction and madness. You know what I mean? And he's just thinking that he can do whatever he wants. But listen, and not only that, he thought that he can just pick on the little guy, which is blacks and Latinos and Native Indians right now.
Right.
And then just be cool with everybody else. No, listen, you wanna curse Israel, you're gonna be cursed. That's why he having those strokes up in that White House. He having any strokes while he sleep.
Right.
Angel right there, right now. Listen, the angel can't put him to death right now because he got a mission to do to bring America down.
Right.
So keep him alive a little longer. He got to do more damage.
Right. What is it? The pride of thy heart had deceived thee.
Right.
Pecan, but I got that clip whenever you brothers wanted. Salakia.
Let's get it.
Pecan.
Describe a chaotic scene after an immigration. Workers at a Georgia Hyundai plant describe a chaotic scene after an immigration raid at the facility. Federal authorities say Thursday's raid was the result of a months-long investigation by several agencies. The crackdown, the largest so far on U.S. work sites, led to 475 arrests of mostly Korean nationals. Some of the workers tried to flee as word of the raid spread. CNN's Rafael Roma is covering the story. What more are you learning of what was really a chaotic scene?
It was difficult.
Salakia. So as you see, it was majority Koreans that got raided. It didn't give a number though on how many.
Hey, I bet the Koreans were like, man, we're not Mexicans.
Right.
Like, you're raiding the wrong spot.
Right.
Nah, yeah, that was crazy right there. You know, and I want to bring out something.
Oh, Salakia, there's the number right there. 475.
Yeah.
475 arrested in massive immigration raid.
Also, but look, they said, I want to point out something they said. They said months-long investigation. I don't know goddamn months-long investigation. It ain't no months-long investigation that when you lock the Latinos up, when you raided them, you know exactly where they was at. You know, you went to their houses, the schools. You know what I mean? You're as wise about that. You're talking about months-long investigation. I don't think it was months-long investigation. You know what I mean? You know, I think they had to say that. Listen, they had this. They had to say that, Malak, because look, they had so it won't look like retaliation.
Right.
Months-long investigation. It just so happens that it happened right after you was left out of the party. You was left out of the. It just so happens to be you you got left out of a real heathen party.
Right,
you know
right.
And you was mad. You know, for the ones that don't know what I'm talking about, you know, was it South Korea, North Korea, and
it was North Korea, Russia. I forgot who else. The whole, I think everyone that's involved in that whole BRICS thing.
Yeah,
they were all right there. You know, of course, Trump wasn't invited, and yeah, you know how. So like, if I could, sir, you know how it'll be a dead giveaway. Is if Trump starts going after the Ukrainians or the Russians next.
Man, look, man, I think he got to slow down. I don't know if he's that, you know, remedial. I don't think. If he do, it will be obvious. But I'm telling you, that's why they had to say months-long investigation to lock up the Koreans.
Right.
A day after that, you know, you got left out of the party. A day after, 2 days after. Wow. Well, that seems like retaliation.
Right.
That's that. HR need to look into this.
real talk.
Look into this. You know, that's retaliation.
Right.
After, and then you had to say months-long investigation. Months-long. What they say, I think they said about 9 months long. 9 months long investigation. What do you mean? You know exactly where they ain't never said that about the Latinos. You know exactly where they at working.
Right.
You know exactly what warehouses they working in. You know exactly what farms they're on. You know exactly because they pay taxes. Which is to me how they pay taxes. IRS didn't even pick that up. IRS didn't pick that up. IRS can find you everywhere. Child support didn't pick that up. Listen, child support can find you could be under the water of the ocean. You know,
right?
And child support will find you, man.
Right.
But you see that, you know, y'all couldn't find the Koreans.
Yeah.
No.
So like
a retaliation.
Yeah, concert. There's more because look, it says South Korean president speaks out.
It's difficult to find out details about what actually transpired the first couple of days, but now we're hearing from people and officials exactly what happened. And one of the things that we have learned, some of the details that we have learned, Fred, after the massive raid conducted Thursday, include that officers spoke with each worker one by one to determine which were in the U.S. legally and allowing some to leave while taking undocumented immigrants into custody. By the time they were done at 8 p.m. on Thursday, agents had arrested 475 people, most of them Korean nationals, making it the largest sweep yet in the current Trump administration's immigration crackdown at American job sites. CNN obtained a video that shows a Homeland Security Investigations agent telling workers to cease operations immediately. Let's take a look.
We need construction to cease immediately. We need all work to end on the site right now.
And shortly after the agents arrived at the plant and workers realized what was happening after word spread across the property, chaos ensued with many workers attempting to flee and some even running into a sewage pond and others hiding in air ducts. A Homeland Security Investigation Special Agent described how agents screened each person suspected of being in the country illegally.
Some that illegally crossed the border into the United States, some that came in through visa waiver and were prohibited from working, some that had visas and overstayed their visas. And each individual was questioned on their status. Their documents were checked, their backgrounds were checked.
In a statement sent to CNN last night, Hyundai said the following regarding the immigration raid in Georgia. We are reviewing our processes to ensure that all parties working on our projects maintain the same high standards of legal compliance that we demand of ourselves. This includes thorough vetting of employment practices by contractors and subcontractors. The company also said that Hyundai has zero tolerance for those who don't follow the law. In an interview with CNN, former Deputy Homeland Security Secretary under President Trump, Ken Cuccinelli, said conducting this type of raid is a major undertaking.
There's a lot of work that goes into an operation of this scale and of this depth, including investigation by multiple agencies. Obviously, it takes a lot of investigative manpower, and that's all going on in parallel with a whole bunch of other investigations across the country.
The plant that was targeted was built after Hyundai announced an agreement with the state of Georgia in 2022 to build what the company called at the time the first dedicated, fully electrified vehicle and battery manufacturing facilities in the United States. The plant was projected to employ 8,500 people once completed, but as you heard a moment ago, they were ordered to stop all work.
So this delays operations.
For sure.
All right, Rafael Romo, thanks so much. Good to see you. All right, the massive ICE raid prompted a sharp response.
So just quick, sir. I mean, obviously, this has to be some kind of retaliation.
Yeah, exactly. That is a retaliation. That is a retaliation, man. And listen, hey, hey, it don't concern me. It don't,
right.
concern us, you know. But we still want to put it out, and you know, let's see if they're gonna do even more of a crackdown. Because just
right.
like the Latinos, they didn't just stop with a raid. They really went extra with it. They went into school. They started grabbing kids and all that. You know,
right.
let's see if they can be put into cages. They probably still gonna be a little more humane with them. You know, over
right.
Latinos. Because I don't see them crying.
Right.
Latinos crying. Because you know why? Because Latinos don't have nothing.
Right.
But they got a country to go back to where they ain't gonna, you know, face any racism. Latinos can't go into Mexico without facing racism.
It's crazy. Right. Salak, sir. No, go ahead.
Go ahead. You got it.
No, I'll say real quick, like the next part I'm gonna play of this is look, this is where the the South Korean president responds to this raid.
From the South Korean president. CNN's Mike Valerio is in Seoul with more on the reaction there.
Well, the headline from here is certainly that South Korea's president, Lee Jae-myung, is getting involved in this matter, telling his officials that, quote, all out necessary measures should be done to support Korean nationals in this matter and to resolve it as fast as possible. Now, the split screen from where he was just about 10 days ago is certainly dramatic, considering that he was at the Oval Office meeting with President Trump, talking about the new investments that South Korea would make into a reality, making American shipbuilding again, improving investments in manufacturing in the United States. This battery factory run by Hyundai as a joint venture with the other South Korean giant, LG, is certainly part of that narrative. And now to see this operation, the biggest of its kind taken in the second Trump administration, it is so striking and has hit such an emotional chord with a multitude of people
Yeah. Go ahead. You about to say something?
Not just one or a few dozen, more than 300, a number confirmed by South Korea's Ministry of Foreign Affairs today. Along those lines, the Minister of Foreign Affairs has said that if this situation isn't resolved, he could conceivably go to Washington, D.C., saying in part, quote, as we discuss this issue further today, we are also considering dispatching a high-level official to the U.S. to address the situation. If necessary, I, meaning the foreign minister, am prepared to travel to Washington, D.C., personally to engage directly with U.S. officials to resolve this matter.
So, like, I'm going to pause it right there, right? I got a question, sir, and I got a question for anyone, you know, that's listening. Also, real quick side note, anyone, you know, y'all free to join us, and also if you got any questions or comments, feel free to type them in. One thing I already noticed, right? Their foreign minister is already willing to come to the United States to come talk face to face with Trump and deal with it. For my raza out there, when has Claudia Sheinbaum offered to come over here and deal with the matter head on?
Right.
I mean, maybe. Go ahead, sir. Salaki.
What you were saying is so heavy. You could expound on it. But yeah, what you're saying is so heavy because that just further tells you that Mexico don't belong to Latinos because that's what people think. That's what black people think. Oh, Mexicans got the land. No, they don't. Mexico ain't theirs. You think they run that? They don't run that. Not only that, they don't have no leader. They not free, just like how black people not free. You know, it says in the scriptures, it says Judah mourning. Their gates language. The gates is what for protection. Your leaders. We don't have no leaders. Raza don't have no leaders. Blacks don't have no leaders. Latinos don't, Native Indians don't have no leaders, at least ones that willing to fight like how this South Korean president will fight for his people.
Right.
Only 400 of them. He could have been like, well, it's just only 400 of them. You know what I mean? Let them, you know what I mean? I don't want to get into it with the United States. I do got, I am making Honda over there. He willing to risk it all.
Right.
You know, he making Hondas over there. That's how they get paid.
Imagine that.
You know what I'm saying? They make the cars. They literally making the cars and they made that design.
God.
You know, which is crazy, you know, but for the most part, yeah, you know, Judah mourning, man. Israel, we mourning, man. We don't have a gates to protect us. You know, we don't have nobody to fight for us. You know, the ISUPK is the only defense and last defense for blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. I want everybody to understand that. We are the last defense. And if you can laugh and joke about us now, but guess what? As you can see, you know, all the powers that be is falling, and it's falling fast. And the Lord is only dealing with the ISUPK, you know, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, under commanding General Yahana, man. You know, so it's time to wake up, black people, Latino people, Native Indian people. You know, but that's crazy though. That you're right, Malakma. You know, they not. You know, who's the president over there in Mexico?
Claudia Sheinbaum.
Yeah, she not. Is a girl, right?
Yeah, it's a girl. First woman president, I believe.
Yeah, she not. She didn't. I don't think she said not one word, huh?
I mean, she might have. I'm not too sure she spoke out against it or not. But as you see, the foreign minister of South Korea is willing, saying, if I have to go there myself to deal with this, I will go. She hasn't said anything, and I don't think she's even said much. Like, and you know, like if I'm wrong, so of course someone can put it in the chat, join the live, and expound more and show that if she said anything or done anything, you know. And as the brother said, right, she's a Jewish European, of course. She's not of, you know, indigenous Mexican descent. Right? I think her mother's side is or something, but her father's side, of course, because we go by what your father is, and the spirit bears witness. She knows deep down knows that's not her people, so she could care less, you know. And here the South Korean president, that's his people. You understand? That's his people, and he's gonna fight for them and do what he can to, you know, because that's his people.
And I just want to bring up too. I just want to bring up a fact. When you gotta because you bring up like the mother is Latino, right? Or the president?
Right, yeah. I believe her mother's side, is of indigenous descent. I think her father's side is Jewish.
Okay, yeah. So usually, man, you know, when you got the mixed breed, you know, especially when the daddy is the heathen, man, that be a strong spirit on that person. Like you never see them act of the mother's race or the black or Latino race. They strictly, you know, white. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, even when you got dealing with a black, you know, a mixed kid, and mother is black, but the father is white. You
right.
Know, that
Bob Marley.
Yeah, exactly. That devilness is gonna come all out of them. You know what I mean? It's a strong spirit. That's how you know it goes by your father, man. It goes by your father.
Right.
You know, that's why I just wanted to throw a little side note in there.
No, that's heavy you say that, sir, you know. But yeah, that's what I wanted to start the show, because I mean, this is just heavy, like I said, as I said at the beginning, right? It's evident, right, that we're not the only group of people that are undocumented here in the United States, but yet we're the group of people that get targeted and get scapegoated for it. And you know, honestly, I'm tripping out the fact that this is a Hyundai plant, and that's another question I have. Like, how good are the benefits in this plant? How good is the pay? Because so-called Latinos, I mean, you know, the jobs we gotta work, our people gotta work, man, is you know, I don't know, like how good the benefits are. I don't know how good the pay is, man, especially out there in the fields picking. You understand how good the pay is versus working in a Hyundai plant, you know, and the conditions, you know, and this comes to show the different statuses that it is for different groups of people in this country. Understand? And of course, once again, it's evident that so-called Latinos, so-called Mexicans are at the bottom at the totem pole, along with so-called blacks and so-called Native Americans. The three groups of people that, you know, this country does not have any respect for.
Now that's a fact. That's a fact, yeah. And like you said, they illegal and they got the best job.
Right.
We illegal, we gotta work at Home Depot, wait for a job to come get us, you know, or you know, like you said, they got the best benefits, best job, all that. You know what I mean?
Look at this. Con, damn right, sir. Look at this, Awar. I just want to show you this. Look at this story right here.
In video released by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Asian workers are seen shackled and getting onto a bus after an ICE raid on a Hyundai Motor car battery facility in Georgia. 300 Koreans were arrested in Thursday's raid. And on Saturday, South Korea's president ordered all-out efforts to swiftly respond. Foreign Minister Chu Hyun told an emergency government meeting that he was deeply concerned by the incident. He said the president, quote, emphasized that in the course of U.S. law enforcement, the rights of our people and the economic activities of South Korean investors in the U.S. must not be unjustly infringed upon. Thursday's arrest of some 475 workers, including over 300 Koreans, at the plant near Savannah was the largest single-site enforcement operation in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's history. The special agent in charge of Homeland Security investigations in Georgia and Alabama said in a Saturday statement, quote, "This operation sends a clear message that those who exploit the system and undermine our workforce will be held accountable." But the arrests could deepen tensions between Washington and Seoul, a key ally and investor in the U.S. The countries have been at odds over the details of a trade deal that includes $350 billion of investments. At a summit last month, South Korea pledged $150 billion in U.S.
In tonight's other headlines, the South Korean government.
So I mean that's you know, evidence, two different. You see the difference. Here's my question. I don't recall seeing videos of stopping by and you know, driving by and stopping any random Korean and asking, you know, for their immigration status.
Yeah, they're not in Chinatown. I know they two different people, you know,
Right.
but you know, I'm sure that they are in Chinatown. But do they got a town?
Well, they got Koreatown, K-Town. They have
Yeah.
all that, you know. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, okay, so you got Korean Town. Okay, so I don't see them going in Korean Town. And like I said, a long investigation for what? Investigation. If you know that they illegal, go in there and go get them. You did it right after they. You did it right after they, you know, did invite you to that party. Also, you did it because of money. It seemed like it was a trade deal.
Right.
You know, Donald Trump is making a lot of moves and you know, doing it off trade deals and things like that. But he don't realize that, dude, you going to go into World War III doing this.
Right.
Being greedy. You know what I mean? Like the Lord put the right person in office. You know what I mean? A greedy bastard, a racist bastard. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know, and that all that, a greedy bastard and a racist bastard, man, that's a dangerous thing.
Right.
A greedy bastard and you know, a greedy and a racist. Oh yeah. And you know, Trump is a real racist. He's a real racist like him. They know that's the familiar spirit. Like he's a real racist. So real racists don't only not like Latinos and blacks and Native Indians, they dislike everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Constantly.
You thought you was special, huh? Koreans thought they were special. No, you're not. The Africans is next. You know, they imported a lot of Africans. They listen. Before Donald Trump got into office, you know, Biden, you know, flooded Arizona and all these other places with Africa, with Africans. You know, even in Arizona, African cities out here, man. You know what I mean? And guess what? They go get benefits right away with no problem. They in and out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You stuck at the office for 3 hours trying to beg them to get you on EBT. Africans in and out. If you African, all right, here you go 5,000 on EBT. Go be great. You know what I'm saying? But a racist is in office now. You don't listen. And that racistness it precedes what money and all that. You know what I mean? He don't give a damn. But that racist,
right.
You know, so yeah, that's all I really. Yeah.
I mean, Donald Trump is making it evident of what time it is, you know. And actually, that we're gonna go into the next article, right? And you know, with ICE and stuff. It's just, you know, it's evident, right? I brought this on the last episode. We did a comparison about what groups get targeted by ICE and who's not getting raped. White people are not getting targeted by immigration. Undocumented white people in America are not getting targeted by ICE, are not getting, you know, having, you know, being snatched from their kids. Even that, let me say that, sir. That right there, you saw all those workers getting rounded up. You know, some ran, but you're not seeing videos of Asian undocumented immigrants going to immigration court and then ICE waiting right there for them. If the video's out there, Salaki, you know, understand that, show it. But all you're seeing, majority is seeing us. You know, you understand. You're seeing us like that video we played last episode where the poor little girl, man, she had her dad snatched from her, and then they pulled her away. And we covered I made, there's a reel out there that we put, where I'm going over the trauma, the effects and the trauma that it has on the kids, of what taking them, during those ice raids does. But you're not seeing that happen to any other ethnicity group other than than us. And that's just has me wondering. You understand? So,
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone has footage out there or anything, go ahead and send it to us. We can show it and go over it, but I haven't seen it yet. Salakia.
Right. I'm sure it's probably not, because, Korea, they got a president behind them. Usually when you got a big brother behind you, nobody really messes with you, especially, you know what I mean? So it's like, we don't have a big brother yet. We do. His name is Yahweh, but he's going to come back and show everybody. They're going to be astonished, and they're going to, look upon us like, damn, these the people? These the people? Really?
Right.
Who's the Israelite? That's what they're going to say. That's in the Bible. These the people?
Right.
Really? These, drug dealers and, murderers. You know what I mean? And I just don't understand why, they so scared of murderers when they uplift murderers. The Italians, the mob, been murderers. They make a whole bunch of movies about them, praise them.
Right.
All the the old white statues in America, all the generals, they was murderers. They wasn't no soldier. They wasn't doing that for justice and liberty and things like that. They was going around unaliving blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, man. You know what I mean? To conquer this land. You know what I mean? Like, so they love murderers. They love blood. But they love to point the finger and take the blame off of them and just point the finger, like you said, and make us the face of it. Making the Latinos the face of, immigrants, illegal immigrants. When the Chinese and the Koreans been immigrants for a long time.
Right.
As like they even said it. We've been doing an investigation for 9 months or whatever, how long they said it they was doing it for, which is a lie. They knew exactly where they was at. They knew exactly. Come on now, you knew exactly where that's at. And where there was the black people in there. That's how you know Honda is racist. Honda ain't hiring no Latinos, no blacks. It was straight Koreans.
Right.
Right. Go back to your country and do that. You know what I'm saying? At least, like, you making the money, you making the cars. You came over here and put those factories in America. You making money off of America, off of us, and then you take that money and go back to Korea.
Right.
And then you don't even hire us. You could at least be like, all right, we're gonna cut a deal. You can, Americans can, get those jobs, but we got the deal on the cars. Because when the cars is done being made, they're gonna sell them. That's the whole mission of it. The whole mission is not to have somebody work, in the factory. That's a part of it, but that's not the mission. The mission is the cars. So just allow us to, work and do the cars, but you don't do that. You know what? You Koreans is racist too. You hire your own people. You hire your own people. You know what I mean? At least you could have at least hired some more other illegals.
Right.
You just hired your goddamn self, and now you got to go back. Most times.
Good night, man. Yeah, kind. So, like, sir, I just have one more article I wanted to share,
Hey,
and then we can go. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
No, I can tell you too. But if you compare like the way they grab those Koreans to the way they grab like Mexicans and Central Americans, is like
Right.
you can see the difference.
Right.
like with the Mexicans and Central Americans, like they're hopping out the cars, running at them, pushing them against the gates. It's like 15 on one Issachar. You know, they're manhandling them, throwing them on the floor. You know, then I seen this one video where they put the knee on the neck on the sister. You know what I mean? And over here, it doesn't really seem like that. You know, it looks like they just, you know, they did a raid, but it doesn't seem like they were, you know,
Hold on,
doing
sir. I
them the
got
way
you.
they do us.
Concert.
And another thing too, like how long are they in there for? You know what I'm saying? Are they gonna be there as long as us? Are they getting sent to Africa and shit like that, or Central America and Mexico?
Right.
You know, I doubt that.
We're gonna
I
some of
doubt
them like right, Salaki.
Okay, Malama, you got it.
Here, sir. I got this for you.
Fox News exclusively embedding with Customs and Border Protection for an immigration raid in Los Angeles. DHS is honing in on a particular neighborhood where it says an infamous gang was formed. Matt Finn is live from LA with more on this story. Hey, Matt.
Hi, Jackie. It was called Operation Trojan Horse, and DHS tells us it was the first time they used unmarked rental trucks during an immigration enforcement here in Los Angeles. DHS drove those trucks into a parking lot of a Home Depot near MacArthur Park. One of the Border Patrol drivers apparently did pose as someone looking for work, but then immigration agents came out of the trucks and dozens of people scattered.
Damn.
What's so heavy about this? You know what's so heavy about this?
In this area. Now, I talked with Border Patrol Chief Ravino and asked for his who.
You know what's so heavy about this? Man, this is so much. This is so devilish. They listen.
Right.
They made sure they recorded them running and being, you know, athletic and being, you know, Superman and being courageous and running after the so-called illegals, right?
Right.
Running after my brothers, right? They so courageous about doing that. They so courageous, and to get it on camera, to strike fear, of course, to strike fear. That's why you put it on camera, to strike fear in others, and to show in the boast and all that, because that's what they doing on CNN and all these other places. They, you know, laughing about it, you know, and happy about it, about all the Mexicans that they got, about all the Latinos that they got, right?
Right.
But did you see them, like Lahab was saying, did you see them do all that to, you know, the Koreans? No.
No, they didn't.
Because they said some of them ran. Well, why didn't you get that on camera? Why didn't you get that on camera chasing them down? Because it's a sport to chase us down and to get us.
Right.
It's a sport for them. But for other heathens, they have a little compassion for. Not only that, they respect it. I won't say even compassion, because they don't even have compassion for themselves, but they have respect because they have a country to go back to, and they got, you know what I mean? Because they know that if you do too much to one's people, you know what I mean? You're gonna start a war. So just like how that president, the Korean president, wanted to come over there and talk to America because you messing with his people. Any right person will stand up for his people. You know? Let's lock it.
Could like what's heavy on you saying that, right? And you see the difference is that once again they have a country backing them. Mexico is not backing, you know, because it is how do I say this? The government of Mexico, for people listening, right, is not ran by Mexicans, right? As we brought out, the government of Mexico is ran by the United States, ran by foreign countries. The South Koreans, their government, their country backs them up. It's ran by them. So that's why the president's able to do all that. And best believe, don't be surprised that there's no more crackdowns on the South Koreans ever again because of what's happening. You understand? But for us, they're gonna keep targeting us. They plan for more raids. Now Trump wants to send the National Guard here, right? He's gonna send them to Chicago. I think he want to send it to San Francisco. And then that's the other thing, right? They criminalizing people. Like the cat that was throwing the rocks at the cars. They trying to hit him with 20 years, like strict harsher sentences. For us, because look, once again, there's no country really backing us, and of course for them it is. And it's just I did notice, right, one of the first things I noticed when we saw the video, right, or saw the stories, the difference in how they approach the people at the plant versus our raza.
Nah, facts. That's a fact.
And there's another thing too, like, were there any Hispanics there
at the Hyundai plant?
Maybe they were actually going for this price, and then they found a bunch of that took them in. Like, it could have been that too. They just so happened to be there. But go ahead.
What it looked like to me, and like kind of to back up what Officer Yawasab was saying, right? I think Trump was playing bully. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He was going after the South Koreans because he couldn't go after the North Koreans, right? Because there's real. I don't know if there's any undocumented North Koreans out here, but apparently there's undocumented South Koreans. Right. So he could go after them, but he can't go after the North Koreans because of course, they're not gonna have it. They ready to go to war.
Right. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you'd make anything. Yeah.
You understand? It kind, but yeah. But that was my take on it. I mean, did your brothers want to say anything else to in regards to that story?
I'm good.
Okay. I'm gonna play this next story, and then after that we'll go to the articles you brought out, sir. I'll see what's up.
Sends scrambling in downtown Los Angeles when a tow truck operator takes off with one of their vehicles as they were making an arrest last month. That tow truck driver, Bobby Nunez, is potentially facing 10 years in federal prison after he was arrested today and charged with theft of government property. Acting U.S. Attorney for Los Angeles, Bill Asaley, posting the arrest text, writing, "Apparently he thought it would be funny to interfere with our immigration enforcement operations. Now he can laugh at justice." Nunez trying to help 24-year-old Tatiana Martinez, who was violently arrested by ICE back on August 15th. The government
already, you see, like it's back to the previous story. You see the difference. You see the difference in treatment, man.
Right.
You know what? Another thing too is like I think a lot of mistakes that Hispanics are making is like, remember, like they're doing this shit to provoke you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And with us, like we're so quick to want to get revenge and make something happen. Yep. So we're thinking of everything, like we're just trying. Like a lot of Hispanics are coming up with ideas on how to get them back.
Yep. Right.
And so he's trying to tow fucking ICE car. Right. He has a tow truck. He's trying to tow it. To him, like that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get one of their cars. And now look, they're trying to give him 10 years. You get what I'm saying? So who's winning right here? You get what I'm saying? Damn sure ain't you, because now you're gonna be gone. You get what I'm saying? And guess what? Is your family illegal? Because if they are, guess who they're gonna go after? They're gonna go after your family right after that, and you're gonna be in jail. So you won't be able to do anything about it. I seen this one thing where they're trying to create these little nails, like a ball of nails, and throw them under the tires.
Right.
And then you got some other cats that are talking about doing some whole other stuff. Then I can't say it, but you kind of get what I'm saying, coming with. Like, you know what I mean? They're trying to do other things, and none of that's gonna work. And so, like, you know, you got to think smarter, you know, on how to go about this. One thing for sure is like you going face to face and yelling. That's not gonna do anything, you know, because they want you to do that. Like they want you to go to their face, talk shit, and then eventually hit them. Because once you hit them, now you're in their ball court. Now they're just gonna snatch you up, put you in a car, and then that's gonna be it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So another thing too. Another thing too is like you know, I'd be wondering, like, because you have a lot of groups out there. There's a lot, like out here in LA. There's a lot of groups. Like these are a lot of groups that are being created, and they're talking about fighting for immigrants. You know, the patrolling, filming the ICE agents. Like I wonder how many agents, actually FBI agents, are inside those groups. You know, how many cops are in those groups, undercovers, and you think that these people are out here trying to help you, but like you don't even know it. This might be a damn cop telling you to do this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, so here's the thing. Like that's why you need to be in the UPK. That's why you need to be, because one thing's for sure is that we're gonna teach you not to be emotional about it. You know, of course, everything that's happening right now is you know, it makes you mad. Like I see a lot of these videos and I get pissed off. Like, god damn, like, you know,
Right.
like it's crazy what they're doing to us. But you can't be emotional about it. You can't be like, I'm gonna get in the car and I'm gonna go drive my car into an ICE car or an ICE truck, you know, or I'm gonna go do this to them, because you taking vengeance on the ICE agent is not gonna help out anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's actually gonna do the opposite. Rather than helping, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna hurt yourself or hurt your family, and then get locked up. You know what I mean? So it's like I just want to touch on that. Go ahead. I'm gonna give it to the next brother.
Nah, that's a fact, man. You know, it's crazy, man. You know, they is trying to provoke us, you know, but also you provoking the Most High. I want to tell you that, ICE agents, you provoking the Most High,
right?
To provoke the Latinos and provoke Black people. You're provoking the Most High to do something, because the Most High is on our side. Christ is on our side. Christ is waiting for you, devils that unalived him. He's ready. He's waiting for you. He's waiting to come back to destroy you. He's waiting to come back to destroy white people and put everybody in their place, in their proper place, you know, and also put Blacks and Latinos and Native Indians on top, because we the nicest people. We the nicest people on God's green earth, man. You know what I mean? Because after all this, I guaranteed you, Latinos still going to church, loving a white man.
Right.
You know, talking about forgiveness. We got to forgive. We got to do this and that. We surely are the meek. You understand? We surely are the meek that the Lord told us that the Lord was talking about. Excuse me. You know, and that is a trap, provoking. They know how to provoke you. Listen, and we've been telling Blacks and Latinos and Native Indians for a long time. We made T-shirts about it. Unite or die. And that's what's happening right now. They gave that brother 10 years. That's you know what I mean? He's getting his life took from him, man. 10 years because you provoked him and he took a goddamn car.
Right. Good night.
You know what I mean? You provoking him and you trying to act like you're not provoking him. You know what I mean? I want to bring up a little story, if I may, Salakia, of what happened today. You know, when I was in the grocery store, and this white devil, you know, got mad at me because I was asking for how much left on my card, how much left on my receipt. She get an attitude. I don't know. You know, you don't have enough on there. You don't have enough on there. I'm like, who are you talking to? I told her just like that. I ain't yell. I ain't act belligerent. I ain't do none of those things. I ain't call her out her name. I said, watch who you talking to. Talk like a normal person. I am a normal person. Well, act like it.
Right.
She went to go get 2 big black security guards. They came over. They came over, and it was like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" I was like, "Nothing." She just don't want to do her job. You know, she don't want to do her job. I make it look like I'm, you know, everybody's seen that she was the aggressor. You know, and then I told her, I was like, "Hey, watch who you talking to, because I'm a whole priest and prophet of God, and you know what I mean, and you know you can get cursed out here. You know what I mean." Well, I believe in God too. I was like, no, you don't. You know what I mean? And then I told her, this is what I did tell her. I told her that yeah, you can be cursed or whatnot. You know what I mean?
Right.
I said the Lord hates white people. I said the Lord hate white people. Oh, you're racist. She got off the line. Then she moved away. She was like, you're racist. You're racist. I said the Lord hates white people. I ain't say, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
What the Lord said. But I did it so calmly that it didn't look like I was, you know what I mean? And I made her be the aggressor. That's what we have to do. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, if you want to get your get back, just come into the truth. We'll teach you how to do it. We'll teach you how to do it. And we'll teach you what triggers them.
Right.
Because doing silly stuff like that, get in a car, and that ain't triggering them. That just made their blood boil, and that's what they love. They love blood. They love blood. And that's why the Lord said, blood shall pursue thee. Since thou lovest blood, blood shall pursue thee. You know, so it was just, yeah, I just wanted to bring that out. You know, don't get provoked, man. You know, it's going to be a lot of people try to provoke you, you brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Just learn to keep your integrity, you know, and also, you know, it's ways to be elegant about it. It's ways to be, you know, profound about it. You know what I mean? Be profound with your get back. You don't, you know what I mean? Don't do nothing like that. You get you locked up. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's unfortunately that brother just didn't know. He don't know what he's dealing with. He dealing with, you know, true devils that don't care about life at all. You know what I mean? And if he would have known that if he was in the ISBK, because we know how to deal with police and people that got, you know, authority that shouldn't have authority. It's like a little kid have a gun. You ain't gonna play with him. You're gonna try to avoid him at all costs. He has a little kid has a gun. ICE agents are little kids with guns.
Right.
You know what I mean? Donald Trump is a little kid with power. Playing all goddamn day, thinking that life is a joke until they, you know, against the ropes.
Right.
They got you against the ropes real soon. Donald Trump is getting humiliated by these other nations, and it's going to keep happening. They're going to go to war. World War III is coming, and America is going to get destroyed through nuclear fire. And it's going to get destroyed. And Donald Trump is going to be the reason why, because he wants to keep on hurting blacks and Latinos, man. You know.
If I could, right? There's a precept I wanted to bring up because with the first story and this story, it shows two distinct situations.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I just let me see how much this video is left.
She was in the country illegally and was convicted of a DUI. Her attorney says she did have the DUI, but is here legally, saying when she arrived from Colombia 3 years ago, she presented herself at the border, was processed, allowed entry, and given a work permit.
We believe at this point, based on things that have been said to her, is that because she was out filming ICE activities, she was targeted.
Federal immigration.
So of course, see, they're as you said, so they're filming ICE. He's towing the cars, and this is how they get responded to, right? Meanwhile, the South Koreans get targeted, and you see the prime minister, the foreign minister, the prime minister is going to come down on the United States. You know what I mean? This ties in, and this is proof, you know, that we're the people of the Bible. And now I'm gonna go to the book of Jeremiah 14:2. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2.
Yeah.
Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. Right? Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. What's a gate for, right? A gate is for protection, right? And languish, what is the word language? Like, what is it? The word language. Languish means what? It means let me look it up. It says lose or lack vitality, grow weak or feeble, right? Let me share this to show people, right? This is the first part of language. So Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish, meaning the gates are weak, and Judah is in mourning, right? They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up, right? So Judah mourneth, our people are mourning, right? We have no protection because that's what a gate is for. Our protection is weak, as you see. You can't even tow their cars away, and we can't even record them. And then we are black into the ground, meaning we're in a low state. And of course, it's a twofold scripture because black into the ground, right? As you know, it's been brought out. The ground could also represent how brown, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are, but also spiritually the low state that we are, because we know no one's literally black. Black is a condition and not a literal race. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are black as in the low state that they're in the United States. Hence, black into the ground. And the cry of Jerusalem has gone up. Who's it gone up to? To the Lord. The Lord is seeing what's happening to us, man. He's seeing we throw our prayers every day. We pray, we ask to open up the internet and our airways. We ask, we pray that the Lord sends evils and curses to this place for the way they treat our people.
Right.
But this right here is the proof that this scripture right here, Jeremiah 14:2, is talking about us. Because let this be done to the Israelis. Let this be done to the Palestinians. Look at it. Look at the response when it's done to the South Koreans. They have gates that are not languished. They are not black into the ground. Their people are not in mourning, but ours are, Raza, as y'all see. And I just wanted to point that out in the scripture right here. When Christians try to say, or people that don't believe we're the Israelites are against this, want to say the scripture doesn't fit us, these stories just demonstrated how it fits us.
Right. Lahav's backstage.
So you back.
Nah, that's a fact, man. We don't have, once again, a gate that protects us. That's why they can come in and do whatever they want to us. They can just walk right into our house and do whatever they want to us.
Right.
They can't do whatever they want to the Koreans because the Korean stood up. He said, I'm about to come see you. Now, I don't know how much that really mean. I don't think they're really going to go to war, but they're going to talk to him. They definitely going to talk to him. And listen, America, you're not making many friends. I understand you got this and that, but listen, that don't mean nothing when you get a. And this is why, like the Lord is, like you said, poetic, because He's making it's like music. It's like it's coming all together. The screams over here, the drums over here, the singing over here, the background dancers over here, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? It's all coming together, one big show. And and the grand end of things. Kaboom!
Right.
Now for the grand finale, Christ coming black. Christ is black. The Jews are black. The blacks, Latinos, and Native people are real Jews. And we're gonna rise up and we're gonna be on top. That's the grand event, the grand finale, you know what I mean? So let them do what they want to do. Like, cause also get that one scripture, terror should hit them from all sides or whatnot. You know that scripture?
I'll look at it right now. Terror shall hit them from all sides.
Job 18:11.
Job 18:11. That's right, first. The water. I've been looking for that scripture forever. To Laha, the water. I'm like, why can't I find this one? The white man is the devil for it. Like it.
Got it right there, sir.
It says, Job 18:11, terror should make them afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. You understand?
Man.
Terror gonna hit them from all sides. You know what I mean? Terror gonna hit them from all sides. You know, you beefing with the North Korea, South Korea. You know, you damn near beefing with the what's those weak ass countries over there?
Venezuela.
Nah, I won't diss them like that. I'm talking about the other white countries.
That's like it.
I didn't hear that last part. You said Salakia.
Yeah. What's the other countries that the other white countries that that's in war that's helping Ukraine right now?
Poland. I think it's Poland, Austria.
Yeah, but yeah. So what I I mean, all those places. Damn, what is the Lahab? What is the other countries or whatnot?
I think it's Poland.
Yeah, but yeah. So nevertheless, the terror gonna hit from all sides. You got, everybody don't like them. Everybody don't like America now. You putting terrorists on everybody. You putting terrorists on everybody. You know what I mean? And you messing with everybody. And not only that, terror gonna hit them from all sides and within. You're gonna have terror outside your country. And that's exactly why they're trying to get rid of everybody too, because you can't trust them because you're doing them wrong. You don't know what to think. You know what I mean? You don't know who's the enemy. You don't know who's the op. You know what I mean? So terror gonna hit them from all sides. They don't know what to do right now. They shook right now. You know what I mean? So it's only gonna get worse for America.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna say too, like the one that they got worried about the most is their own people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're over here trying to make it seem like we're the terrorists and we're the criminals and gangbangers and drug dealers and everything like that. Listen, we ain't the problem here. You know what I'm saying? At least when we do things, we do it to each other. As far as like, we hurt each other.
Yeah.
But we don't take it to the extent of what they do. Unaliving people by 30s and 40s, going to churches and hospitals and schools. Like them white boys played Grand Theft Auto and took that and actually did that shit. You know what I mean? Like how we used to play, we'll play the game, whatever, and we'll go about our business. Them white boys play that game like I want to do that. You know what I mean?
Con.
And that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? I remember we had brought this up in one show. I don't know if you remember about this this white boy who went into a movie theater dressed up as the Joker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we don't do that shit.
Yeah.
But they do. And that's who the scripture's talking about. Like they gonna do this to their own people. And ain't nobody hate this government more than white Americans that feel like they're being oppressed.
Yep.
Right.
That's
like
a fact. Now that's a fact. They play Grand Theft Auto and really want to do it.
It's like it.
Man, what
make this new
what is it? The Call of Duty?
Yeah, they want to do Call of Duty in real life.
Right.
They brains is wired that is different. Like I remember I was in this group home or whatnot, right? At a young age. Being bad or whatnot, right? You understand? That's my old life. But anyway, so I was playing a video game and I was running from the cops, shooting people, you know what I mean, in a video game, The staff member came in and told me, hey, you don't really want to go do that. I looked at her, I'm like, what? No. I'm not no goddamn unaliver, you know what I mean? Like your people are, your people do that. Your people are, they love blood. Black people don't want to unalive. Listen, we just want to party, have our family, serve the Most High. That's it. Remember, Jacob was a plain man.
Right.
We plain to this day. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, like, we don't want to do all the, you know, the stuff that they want to do. You know what I mean? And yeah, you know, you keep it, you keep it to us. We'll just be in the house damn near all day or around the house. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, we don't really want to go rock climbing and go and do all this thing. You know what I mean?
Go swim with sharks.
Yeah, go swim with sharks because we know it's danger in the ocean. But
So
you don't care about danger. You don't care about danger at all.
Hey, Slocky, real quick.
Go ahead, sir.
Man, I seen this one thing where these white people like going inside the mountains. They like going inside the mountains and they like going inside these tunnels. Like they put their head in first and they like it's like claustrophobic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they like I don't know what they get from that, but it's a real thing where they're going inside these they go inside the mountains and they're squeezing through these holes. And that's what they do.
Yeah.
And one cat, he passed away because he got stuck, but he was face down. So like all the blood went straight to his head.
Damn.
And they were trying to pull him out. They were drilling, trying to break rocks and things, and they couldn't do it. And so they had to just leave him there. And he ended up passing away. But they said the way his face looked, it looked like something out of a scary movie because, all that blood went straight to his head. Slocky. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's you know what's the joke they say? Your white people will do all that crazy stuff and still lock their doors when they drive through the hood.
Man, yeah. Just about to get to. You know, you see me coming down the street. You know, you call the police, you run the other way.
Right.
You clench your purse, you know, you run, you hang tight to whoever by you. Let a tiger let loose. They're gonna and say, "Hi, tiger." You know, let a bear. You ever see those bears? They're encounters with bears.
Yeah, sir.
They not even scared. They cautious a little bit, but if black people was, listen, if black people was in the woods with white people, they will run or unalive us. They see a bear in the woods, nigga, they is about to go up there and ask, "How was your day, bear?" You know what I mean? They ain't gonna say how you doing, Malakba. They ain't gonna say how you doing,
Grizzly. What is it? The grizzly man.
They gonna say hi to the bear though.
Yeah, they gonna go say hi to the bear and friend the bear and understand the bear. And damn, that bear just when he least expect to eat him. I don't know if y'all remember that that documentary Grizzly Man.
Yeah,
that's what that cat did. He went out there to Alaska to go live amongst the grizzly bears for like 20 years, and out of nowhere, a grizzly just turned on him and ate him and his woman.
I go to sleep off those sounds. No, I'm just playing, man. I don't. I bet. Anyway.
God, I got the next story lined up, sir. Whenever you want it.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it.
All right, let me share it.
Excuse me, man. What do you think you're doing?
What do you mean?
Well, we've had 3 suspicious calls
Calls for what?
about a suspicious person approaching houses. 3 people in this neighborhood have reported it. You know anything about that?
I surely don't. I'm working.
You're working? And what is it that you're doing? What's your job?
Oh,
I'm a mail carrier.
Oh my goodness! Like, how? Like, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? Salakia.
Right.
No, I was. God damn, sir. Salakia. Did you want me to keep playing it or?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, Salakia, if you want to. Yeah. Barbecue sauce. Yeah, it's crazy. You can't even they tell us get a job, be productive, this and that. Listen, and I just want to tell you black people something, Latino, it don't matter what you do. They hate you. You can be official. Time after time again, we have even been a government official. They still hate you. They hate you. You're disgusting to them. They don't want you. They don't love you. You should separate from them. You should not love them.
Right.
You should put all your love into people like her. People like her. I bet she need love now. I bet that really hurt her. You know that damages you as a person.
Right.
Like that's not something like normal to deal with. You working a job, you walking your dad, trying to have a nice day, thinking about your family back at home, probably having a bad day, a hard time at work, but still pushing through, and then you get hit with, what are you doing? What do you mean what I'm doing? Well, you got, for suspicious activity. What do you mean suspicious activity? I'm working here.
Do you not see the uniform?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sir, I can hear you.
I don't know why
No sweat. I'll continue playing the video meantime.
Oh yeah. My phone is dead.
No sweat.
You're a government employee. Would you get that costume at the Spirit Halloween store? You're clearly casing the neighborhood.
I'm casing the neighborhood with a giant bag on me. It's hot, sir.
Clearly. Let me see your ID.
Oh my goodness. Here you go.
That is real quick. Just say that is wild, man.
I'm in the back. I think I'm in the back thing.
Now you still up here, sir. Just your camera's not working. But okay. Let me just. Do you want me to take this one off?
Yeah. I'm or keep it on because that could be for my voice or whatnot.
Okay, no sweat. I'm gonna mute the mic. Oh, hold on.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you, sir.
Yep. Yep. Okay, I'm to what now? Yeah. So that's crazy, man. It's no matter what you do, these people hate you, man. It's time to get it's time to not love these people.
Right.
It's all out war on blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, man. But they've been doing stuff like this. But I just want to reiterate that, they don't love you. We the ones that not desired. You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't even want us working, man. They don't even want us working and trying to just survive. We gotta be stealing, right? They stole every goddamn thing that they own. They stole America. They stole all. You know what I mean? Like, why you think that everybody steal just because you steal? Why we got to be casing a joint in the post office, outfit? Like listen, because that's what they do. That's what they would do. They would get a post office uniform and go and run in somebody's house because they so
right
about that. So they think that you're so crafty too. Even if we do that, we learned it from them, white man. You know what I'm saying? We learned it from them. But yeah, man. You can keep playing it if you want.
Come on.
I've been in this neighborhood on this route for 4 years. You can ask any of these residents. They'll know.
Ma'am, I'm asking the questions here, okay? This doesn't prove anything. Do you have an actual ID?
Yes.
Salaki, sir, if I could, just you're noticing how nothing is good enough for this officer.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Like he's already like got it set in his mind to like this is not a skit, right? This is real.
This you want to think it's a skit. Listen,
yeah, just how stupid this officer is.
Yeah. because they so stupid. Police officers are stupid, man. I don't know if you know that. I mean, I know you know that, but like police officers are stupid. You know what I mean? So these things will look like a skit. I know it's certain things that is skits, but I don't think this is not one of them. You know what I mean? I don't think this is one of them because they do this.
Con.
They do this. You know what I mean? You can have as like we've seen that before, even with Marines and police officers.
Right.
You know what I mean? We've seen that. We've seen this happen. You know what I mean? So even if it is a skit, it happens. Not only that, black people get profiled all the time. You work for Amazon. How many Amazon employees got that same treatment?
Right.
Trying to deliver somebody package, and they get profiled, and the white man or white woman stop the truck. You know what I mean? Because they think you're casing the joints. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I believe this is 100% real. You know what I
That's
mean?
man. This is crazy, man. It's like I'll keep playing.
All right, go ahead.
You don't live anywhere around here. You're not even close.
Of course I don't live around here. I work here. I'm a postal carrier. Why would I live around here?
I'm not buying it. You're clearly casing the joint. This is a very wealthy neighborhood. There's a lot of money in these houses, and you're after way more than just their packages.
Sir, I have a bag full of mail.
Let me see.
You can look
Let me see that.
Sir, you can
Let me see the mail. What do you got here? You're delivering mail. What's even in here?
I'm gonna start if I could. Oh, go ahead, sir. Salaki. Go ahead, Adwan.
It seems like a skit, but once again, they did this before. The police, with the that's how they operate. You would think that they would calm down because it's a government official, but they operate like that, man. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
I was gonna say I had a question. Is it not a crime to open up someone else's mail?
No, facts.
Right.
Facts.
He's already opening up someone else's package. So
Right.
he's while trying to stop a crime, he's committing a crime.
Exactly. And this is it's only about to get worse for blacks and Latinos and Native Indians.
Right.
It's only about to get worse, So like,
God,
yeah, I think that's about it on that. Is there another one you got that I sent you?
Yeah, let me see. I just want to see the end of this. Salaki.
Yeah, that's it. It's crazy. Go ahead.
Now that's a federal crime. You can't be opening someone's mail. Oh. Sir, would you like to call my supervisor?
There's no supervisors to call. I found my suspect.
Suspect?
Clearly.
How am I a suspect if I'm... Since when I was working while black...
You're going door to door. You're casing the joint.
Door to door to deliver mail, sir.
To set up a future robbery. I know what's going on. I've had my training.
Look here, it is too hot for me to be out here with this foolishness. I got people waiting for their mail.
Yeah, you have people waiting, I'm sure.
Yes, I am sure. I need to go. Look here, you...
Excuse me, man.
God, that is wild, man. Like, oh, man.
Yeah, and these are regular white people, that went to school and things like that, and you might have thought that they was neutral or didn't hate white people. I mean, black people, but that's exactly why we use that narrative of, let's just stay away from all white people. Let's just stay away from them. Let's just not, deal with them, and that's not, and they're gonna try to provoke us. And as you can see in that video, that police officer was trying to provoke that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And let's just not get provoked, especially for all my, Latino brothers and sisters out there. They're gonna try to provoke you. They're gonna try to do it. You know what I mean? But don't give in. Come into the ISUPK, man.
Right. Damn right, sir. If I could, it's just I was also gonna say it also shows how stupid oppressors are. These are people that think they're the most intelligent people in the world, man. That when they try to come and make their arguments, they try to speak from a point that they know more than you, and you don't know what you're talking about. Meanwhile, look at this dumb.
Right.
I got that other video ready, sir.
Go ahead. I wish I had that one. Oh yeah.
So, like, say again, sir.
So they laughing. That's what I wanted to get. Them laughing. Having a good old time.
Right.
Having a good old time laughing. Mind you, America never was on defense. Ever.
Right.
White people never was on defense. It was always on offense, in for nothing. Name a time they was on defense because they didn't have to go to Iraq. They didn't have to go to all these other places.
Right.
They wanted to. White people don't sign up for the draft to fight for their country. They go to kill.
Right.
They go to kill. Let me get Ezekiel 35.
Okay.
Ezekiel 35. Is Lahab still there?
I think so.
Let me get Ezekiel 35. 6.
35:6. I got you, sir. I can read it. I can read it whenever you want.
Go ahead.
There's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. If thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Yeah, so they don't hate blood, man. They laughing at unaliving.
Right.
They laugh at, unaliving blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians too. They laugh at that joint, man. They over there, but when they listen, when the tables turn, you know what I mean? And when the rabbit got the gun, don't run.
Right.
Don't run, because blacks and Latinos and Native Indians is going to rule. We're going to rule. And since you love blood, blood's going to pursue thee. The Lord said he's going to use Israel as a tool, just like how he used white people as a tool to, destroy us. You know what I mean? But not utterly. He didn't utterly destroy us. You know what I mean? He still chose us. And he's going to choose us to, get our get back, get his get back through us. Because he said vengeance is his.
Right.
How he's going to get his vengeance? Through blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. Through the people that you hurt. Through the people that you take. Through the people that you take and put in cages. Right. And since you don't like, and since you don't hate blood and you love blood, you're going to have to go to war. You're going to have to get drafted. It ain't, listen, I pray everybody understand. You're going to get drafted just like it was World War II. They were just coming in. They weren't asking. They were just coming into, brother's home. They was just down your door. Where you at? Grabbed a young teenager. He about 17, 16, 17, and grab him up and put him off to, war.
Right.
That's what it did in World War II. You know what I mean? So that's going to happen again to America. They're already doing it in Russia. See, it's starting all the things that the Lord talked about. It's starting everywhere but America. It's starting over there right now. War,
right,
famine. Did you know Iran is without water? It's been without water since like the September 1st.
Good night.
Like everything dried up over there. How they get water, I don't know. You know,
That is wild.
they don't got no water. Of course, you know the Palestinians, they without food. They over there, starving to death. Because that's what happens when war comes, famine, and and drought. And did you know? Now, did you know California been in a drought for like 20 years?
Sir.
Where did that water come from? Recycle.
Right, recycle what is it? Sewer water, right?
Right. Recycle sewage water.
Right.
That's what you showering with. That's what you boil your water with. If you do that, I don't do that. I go get the water bottles.
Damn.
Because I don't, you know what I mean?
Oh, what is it? Reclaim water. That's the term. Reclaim water.
Yeah. So that's in we've been out of water for about 20 years, Malakma. So eventually it's going to be even worse to where, it's no water. It's going to be worse. It's no food. Just like over there in Russia, they barely got food too. You know what I'm saying? And they barely got men to fight. They are Ukraine don't at least.
Right.
They got 80-year-olds fighting. You know what I mean? What I'm trying to say is it's coming to America.
Right.
White people. It's coming to
right.
America. You're gonna have to, you ain't gonna be able to just, make a fortune off blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, or laugh at their pain. You're gonna have to go to war because your mother's gotta cry. Your mother's gotta get unalive. Your father's gotta cry. Your father's gotta, feel weak because you're getting unalive. You have to feel that pain. You're going to feel that pain, and you're going to see blood because you love blood. That's all I really wanted to say.
Sir.
Go ahead. I could too. Like, Donald Trump, he's gonna be the one to start this World War III. You know what I mean? Like, you're out there trying to like start a war with Venezuela. Do these things with other countries, right? Starting shit with other countries, but and then he has that big talk too, like he said today. He said today. What did he say? Oh, he said something about Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he said Chicago is gonna find out why they call themselves the war. What's that name that they call themselves now?
Chirac.
No. It went from. Let me look it up real quick. Look at it real quick. They just posted this today. He's pretty much saying that he's White House. I was breaking up.
Yeah, you was breaking up.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
you now, sir.
Oh, I think it says the Department of Defense changed from the Department of War. Y'all heard that?
Good night. Good night. Let me see.
But Chicago said that about DC or America.
So pretty much what I was coming with that. So he has this talk of like we're coming with war, but do you know that this cat missed the draft 3 times?
Right.
He ran from the draft 3 times when he was young. Cat like 20 years old, and he was fit to go to that war, and he found an excuse to get out of it. You get what I'm saying? Donald Trump.
Oh, okay. Damn, that's crazy.
So I believe he could have fought in that Vietnam War, but he made an excuse not to go. Like he said, he was unhealthy or unfit to be in that war, and he did that 3 times. But what he is gonna do, he's gonna make you fight that war. Like when he came to that war, he said he was unhealthy, he couldn't do it. But he's doing all this talking of we're gonna fight this, fight that, war, all this, right? We're gonna protect our country. He didn't do
Right.
that, but he gonna make you do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna make your sons and your daughters go fight that war. He gonna send them overseas and go fight and lose their life. And that's not something that he was willing to do for his country.
Right.
You know, and that's your president. You know what I'm saying? He making you do something that he will not do. It's like, are you?
Nah, that's heavy you say that, sir, because that's exactly what it is. He and not only that, he's a predator. He's a predator, and he's got how many felonies? So I
Right.
mean, go ahead, sir.
No, that's a fact. And like Lahab was saying, he's gonna make you do something that you don't he wouldn't do. In ISBK, our leaders wouldn't do that. Make you do something that they wouldn't do.
Right.
That's what our leader said. You know what I mean? That's what General Muhammad said. You know, Commander Honda wouldn't do nothing that he wouldn't do. Make us do something that he wouldn't do. You
Right.
know, when you join the military, the white man's army, they're gonna make you do stuff that they wouldn't do.
Right.
They're gonna make you do that. So don't enlist. I'm telling you now, warning: blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, do not enlist into the army. If you do, you'll be a fool. You'll be a fool.
Right.
Go ahead. You about to say something?
If I could just to add to that, right? That's a take note. Your military service means nothing to America. You understand? It means nothing to America. America does not appreciate what you do for it, and you're only gonna go risk your life, your limb, your sanity, in the name of a felon, of a predator, of a hypocrite. You understand? So I would not. It has no place for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And let me say, so I just want to add this: if you're, especially, it baffles me, right? Especially if you're of indigenous descent, you do not want to join. Why would you want to join the entity that oppressed your people, man?
Right.
You understand? Like when you look at the history, who took your ancestors' land? The military, the army, the cavalry.
That's
So why
heavy.
would you go join them?
That's heavy. That's
You
heavy.
understand?
I didn't
Same
realize.
thing. Same thing with with the raza. Why would you go join the same military that went and killed your ancestors in the Mexican American War? And then for the tribe of Judah, so-called black people, man, the same thing. That military, right, was also used to keep you in bondage. The army has bases named after Confederate soldiers, the same Confederacy that wanted to keep your ancestors in bondage, man, in slavery. And y'all want to go enlist and join that? How you look knowing your ancestors were enslaved under the Confederacy and you're going to go be stationed at a base named after a Confederate general? Like just the things that are out there, sir, that, like these are obviously insults and mockeries to us, and we will go and ignore it. So we got to wake up, man. Salakia.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. You know, hey, can you are you able to find that video where they ran into the hood? That with that, when they did that for the
I'll look for it right now, sir. Yeah, real quick, because that's what's coming. This federal agents. Oh, here it is. It's right here.
Yeah.
See if we can find the clip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this is going to prove to you that if we listen, everything that we said, I want everybody to understand that we've been telling you the truth. Yup, that's it. we've been telling you the truth that after they get done with the Latinos, they coming for you next. They Negroes out there was, where them Negroes that was saying that it's not our fight.
Right.
This is your fight. You next, nigga.
If I could, sir, I believe Jeremiah Hyman said it's been happening to so-called black people.
Right.
It's been happening, And I'll say this, man. This has been happening to the raza. We think that we're both like, late to the party. We've been at this party, man. We've both been at this party, man. We've both been struggling, man, at the hands of this oppressor.
Right.
You don't like y'all shouldn't let the propaganda and lies make you feel a different type of way towards your brother, man. You understand? Y'all let the internet, manipulate you and make you think that, Mexicans are your enemy and black people are your enemy, and vice versa. Yes, there's anti-blackness. Yes, there's anti-Hispanic sentiment, anti-Latino sentiment, and yes, there's anti-indigenous sentiment. Why? Because all three groups are oppressed. All three groups have been made to be crabs in a barrel. And all this is ultimately, when you look at the originator of all this, it's the European Americans. It's the so-called white man. It's America that has manipulated all three groups to be against one another so that we never unite. And because we're not united right now is why you got situations where ICE can go and raid a South Korean power plant and the country of South Korea will come back their people up. Meanwhile, you, Rasa, you black man and woman, you indigenous man and woman, if y'all even so much as tow away a federal vehicle, you're getting 10 years in prison. If you throw a rock at a federal vehicle that took away your parents, you get 20 years in prison. So who needs the protection? Whose gates are languished? You understand? But yeah, I found the video. It's right here, sir.
What's on first?
Want me to play it, or did you want to say anything else?
Yeah, you can play that.
Come.
Looking for, bro? That ain't nothing, cuz. That's something. You can't do nothing about that. I'm federal. Marijuana's still Schedule 1, buddy. Hear me? That ain't nothing, my boy. You right here just mad.
And nobody touching it.
Like, what the hell?
And I'm right here on the phone getting my people around. So you can't see it now. Hello?
What?
Looking outside now. Yeah,
It's nobody's? Man. Who? Is it yours? Whose is that?
That's not mine.
It's nobody. Is it anybody's here? What? The speaker?
It's not.
The weed. The speaker. You worried about the wrong thing, my boy?
Push it over.
You not even. You worried about. You worried about weed? Go solve some crimes, my boy. I'm here.
Yeah, like I said, like all of this is confronting residents of every background, but it is not surprising that when you have pretextual stops or that you're surging federal officers in certain communities in DC, that's largely in Southeast or even in Ward 5, a community that I represent, you're going to encounter more Black and brown folk, and in some contexts, lower income folk.
So, like, sir, I just wanted to add that the brother in the video said more Black and brown folk. For y'all out there that being skeptical, Black and brown.
Right. Nah, yeah.
Go ahead, sir. Salaki.
If you want to, I don't know. I ain't never saw what he said, so I mean, but
me too.
Yeah, I've seen a longer video of that video, and they eventually saw something, and they all of them ran into a building because they were so thirsty and bloodthirsty to get something when know, and they trying to look for crime, and it's supposed to be, first of all, it's supposed to be big crime. You're trying to go get a little bag of weed, weed that's already rolled up, you know what I mean, that you made legal, knowing that you made it legal, or you would arrest them on site. But you like, oh, you trying to see if you can get him with that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to see if he didn't know his rights or whatnot. You know what I mean? Because that's why, who's this? Who's that? Is it yours? Is it yours? Is it yours? Is it yours? Like, damn, dude, for a little bit of weed that you made legal, you made weed legal. You know what I mean? But you trying to find any reason to That's how you know that they're gonna try to find any reason to lock you up. That's why you better not do it. They're gonna try to lock you up for disorderly conduct. They're gonna lock you up for, and like you said, that's been going on. They've been arresting you for petty crime. They've been arresting you for petty crime, so they definitely gonna do it now. And I just want to let you know that we've been told you that they coming for blacks next. And what did Donald Trump do? He went into, he made them, they're trying to make martial law. You know what I mean? Only on, he ain't going into the white neighborhoods,
right?
Shoot up schools. You know, white people commit crime too. They know it too. White people commit a lot of crime. You know what I'm saying? White people commit more crime than black people. You know what I mean? And they've been saying for the longest, oh, black people are, you know, the minorities and they 50% of the crime. No, we don't. That's a freaking lie. We get arrested the most and we get exonerated the most too as well. You know, that's a big lie. You know what I mean? White people commit the most crimes.
Right. I found this clip right here real quick, sir.
I'll go ahead.
Dude, this is it right here.
That's one of them too.
In his administration's Washington, D.C. takeover, a man was targeted on his own porch for smoking a cigarette. It appears that argument successfully. He simply wanted a takeover. A recent Department of Justice.
Like, that's not it. Damn.
You know, they so again, you know, they coming after blacks just like they came after Latinos. They want to lock us all up. You know what I mean? And that's a fact. It's war on blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. Plain and simple, man. If you don't see it, you blind, you late to the party. And if you get taken, then that's on you. But you know, I advise you to come into the ISUPK near you. We in every city, every state, you know, every country, you know. So you know,
Salaki, sir.
I'll go ahead, do your thing.
Water, $1. Water, $1. That cool. Just ice cold water. My dick. Yeah, you want water? You ain't going nowhere. You want a water? Oh, look at that team. Oh, there's nobody right there, bro.
You think they got nothing?
Yeah, they ain't getting none. Got the water for $1, man. Support the youth, man. Come on, support the youth. Support the youth. I know y'all need a water for $5. We charge y'all $5. Fuck that. Yeah, we still downtown. I know y'all mad y'all out here. Y'all mad y'all out here? Why Donald Trump got y'all doing this stuff? Working. Y'all working. Y'all putting in extra work. Y'all don't do this type of work. You guys doing all right? Yeah. Good. All right. You all right? Thank you. Look at my, you good, little bro? You good, little bro?
You said little bro?
Yeah, bro.
You said little bro. Look at me, bro. Like, yeah, I'm little.
Why y'all got them dunks right there?
Motherfucking beard, bro.
They try, I got great shit in my beard.
You know what I'm saying? You call me little.
Who you work for?
Right here.
What's that? Homeland Security?
Yeah.
What you do? What you out here looking for, though?
What do you think you're looking for?
I don't know. Trump sent y'all out here. Ice cold water, one.
I mean, that wasn't it, but you saw like they just, you know.
That's hell. And they trying to act like they trying to do it so gracefully. In a minute, they about to ramp it up. Because remember what Donald Trump said to the police in his first, year that he was running. He said, "I'm gonna give police pretty much permission to do whatever. And if you unalive a black or Latino, then you can get off." He didn't say if you unalive, but that's what he said. That's exactly what he said. You know what I mean? And then he was like, "I don't like how you guys put the criminals in the car. I don't like
so nice.
Yeah, you too nice. Like how
Just imagine that.
You know what I mean? You know, like how nice. I mean, and that's how you know. But they not nice, and this is how you know they listen, because what they did to the Latinos, they wasn't nice. But what they did to the Koreans, they was nice. So that's crazy. You know what I mean? They were nice to the Koreans. They not nice to us. That's why we the ones that's not, desired.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's a lie, sir. That's heavy you say that because this is not Koreatown. And definitely, you saw that's the ATF. You know, I like how the general brought that out too. I don't want you remember when Jeremiah Hyman was calling that out.
What?
You had the ATF right there. I don't know if I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was Jeremiah Hyman, Captain Mashad, one of the men above me, right? They said that maybe if you didn't take those federal agents out their jobs at the headquarters, they would have been able to have caught that shooter that did the thing in that shot up the Catholic Church. They would have probably been able to have caught him and stopped him, but because y'all took them off of their main job to do this, to go harass black and brown people in the neighborhoods, you already put people at risk and kept those agents from doing their actual job.
Yeah, that's
so
heavy.
you know what I mean? Yeah, it was. I think it was Commander Junior Hanna or Jeremiah Hyman. One of them said that and brought that out. Because sir, that's about all I got for tonight. Is there anything else you want to bring out?
Man, I appreciate you inviting me on. You know what I mean? It was another lovely show. Once again, all Israel, blacks, Latinos, and Indians, pay your ties to the ISUPK.
Damn right.
America is ending. Christ coming back. He's on his way back. He's a black man. It's time to serve the Most High the way the Lord wants it to be done. Not singing and dancing in the Christian church. That's not how you serve him. Serving him by coming to the ISUPK, learning the truth, keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, keeping the high holy days that he wants us to keep. But yeah, once again, I appreciate you for having me.
The water to you, sir. The water for joining us, man. Appreciate having you, and always welcome to be here with us, sir. That's it for tonight's show, Israel. Keep an eye out. We'll be back at it again next week, Lord allow. We got our cookout coming October 2nd through the 5th, right? So stay tuned for more information. I'm gonna show some flyers at the end. Take get the info down. Stay tuned, Rasa. We'll be back at it. Lord allow during the week, we'll try to do another live. We'll also be on the TikTok live, man. Lord allow catch you on the next TikTok live. I don't want for
Sundays is my nights. Tuesdays too. I'm gonna try
Tuesdays.
to go out.
Okay, Mondays and Tuesdays. Okay, so be on the lookout. Mondays and Tuesdays, you catch us on TikTok live. Bring your questions and comments. We'll any smoke y'all want to bring too, man. We're ready for that too. So whatever, bring it on TikTok live. Bring it here to the YouTube. I put the link up. So for all y'all that y'all can present your case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But be ready to catch us next time, man. We'll be back at it. With that, orderly Israel, shalom.
Is that Dee on the beat? Chris Loud. Purchase your tracks today.
Delincuentes, pasos que te traen la muerte, ojo por ojo y por diente, y que sepas, patos con metralletas, y hacemos lo posible que tu muerte sea muy lenta, neta. Andamos en camionetas y pa' todo enemigo mi pistola es hecha, caile. Para echarte un pinche baile, balas en el aire, haciendo un desmadre, sitios donde yo me compromiso, controlando la calle y todo pinche vicio, te aviso, somos otro pinche rollo, tu cuerpo enterrado en el pinche lodo y borro tu vida de este mundo, todo se te acaba en solo unos segundos profundo, te llegarán mis balas al puto que se meta y todo otro chavala.